All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, double honors to apostle elders in New York, GMS. Salutation to y'all around the world that's teaching truth in your lives online for it. And shalom to you, serious Aqua. My name is Maya Ka'ala, Bun Gad, of Chicago branch, a great millstone. We are not black Hebrew Israelites, we are Israelites. The Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, speckled birds scattered abroad. Speckled birds are Israelites who look like other nations, but their father's paternal bloodline go back to the 12 patriarchs of Israel. We are not affiliated with any black identity string groups. We're not affiliated with any French militant groups. We're not affiliated with any Islamic groups. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite groups. All right, so we go, part 3. And, Reggie is upset, mad, just getting people just clicked on. He's mad, upset that the truth coming out that the so-called Negroes, Latino, Native American got the rest of the Bible speak of, and he's frustrated, man. So I'm gonna play with other things he said in this video, all right? And you all can write there. There's plenty of things on the video you could make videos of those who you may believe you got nothing to talk about. A lot of things to talk about. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna click the video on.
That's how we get it as a people. I don't care if you call yourselves a traditional Hebrew, right? The Christian movement in this country came first before the Hebrew movement in this country. And so you learned it through the slave trade, and then maybe you changed to Hebrew. But you didn't come here as a Hebrew. You came here as a victim of the transatlantic slave trade, and then you just converted from Christianity to Hebrew, just like Matthew Whitworth, because Matthew Whitworth converted from Christianity to Hebrew, and that was the path. And so let's not
get All right, so he get frustrated, man. All right, so he talking about the particularly some knock him. You became a Christian. You came here. We gonna show this guy's a liar, man. Our forefathers was doing these customs before they came over here. Matter of fact, a lot of them knew the Bible. I pointed that out in my other videos before they came over here, man. All right, and he told me the part where you was a Christian first, then became Hebrew. That's part of the scriptures, man. That would happen. All right, what it says right here, it says Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. It said, "Thou even thyself should discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land where thou knowest not, for you had kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn." It said, "And thou even thyself should discontinue from thy heritage." We just gonna forget, man. All right, because Reggie, I asked you 2 months ago on one of the Diacross scroll, I said, who are your forefathers from West Africa? Oh, I don't know. And that's on video. I asked you in the chat room, who are your forefathers from West Africa? You said, I don't know. So you fulfilled that prophecy, man. you're Israelite, whether you like it or not, but you're not gonna accept it. All right, you and Sarnetta and the rest of 2/3 of our people, man. Because what this is you're old, man. You up there, man. All right, and plus Yahweh had blinded you. All right, and I'm gonna go back to the members thing and just get this point right quick. The scripture point right quick. Luke 5. All right. Yep. Luke chapter 5, verse 38. All right. It said, "No man put a new wine into old bottles, else the new wine will burst, the bottles be spilled, the bottles shall perish. But new wine must be put in new wine must be put in the bottle, both are preserved." All right. So you can't put new knowledge into an old bottle like Reggie and Sarnetta, man. All right, those guys are old, man, and they stay stuck in their ways. All right, that's why it's a blessing that an older person, it take it like a baby born, man, to come this truth, man. Because the old people, they not gonna let it go, man. Because we got a lot of old people up in that Nation of Islam, man. I mean, they been in there for a long time, man, and which I gotta do another video about that. Islam, they were Buster Rhymes and Rick Ross were far, made video far Muhammad. Anyway, yeah, man, they stuck in the old ways, just like those people. A lot of people know Christian churches, man. So you can't put no new wine to the old bottle. Says it's Reggie and Sonetta, man. They stuck in that Black Power mode, man. You know, they stuck in it. All right, and go back to all right, but yeah, man, yeah, and they totally they groping in darkness, man. All right, look at this. Let's see, Isaiah 59. Let me see, that's it. Yeah. Let me see, Isaiah 59. It says right here, all right. It said, we grope for the wall like a blind man. We grope as we had no eyes. We stumble at noonday as in the night. We are in desolate places as dead men. All right. So when you grope, you're going for the walls, man. You're looking for something, man. All right. So the guys, they constantly search, man. That's why, Sonata, the rest of them can't get it. All right. Because they constantly searching. They searching, man. All right. They constantly searching, man. Let's go back to the curses that, all right. And only the elect's the elected 1/3 is gonna come out of that curse, man. All right. People like Sonetta, they're not gonna come out of it, man, because they don't want to let things go. It says right here, Deuteronomy 28 and 29, thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind grope in the darkness. Thou shalt not prosper in that way. He talking about that black city that's not gonna prosper. All right, and thou shalt be on the press and spoiled evermore. No man should say, right, we got to do that punishment for a while, man. Guess what? The curses start reversing Deuteronomy 30 verse 7. By seeing the elected 1/3 come out of it. All right. Okay. All right, but it says right here, thou shalt grope at noonday as a blind man grope in darkness. All right. And he talking about, yeah, you was a Christian first, then you be Hebrew, but us part of it said in Jeremiah 17:14 that you should forget discontinue the heritage. Then it says, and like I just read, you should grope in darkness. All right. But you go to Baruch, where that's at? Where's that book at? Baruch. Let me see. All right. Just gonna put this in here. Remember. Let me go back. One more. Come on. All right. Let's see. It's in the apocrypha. Okay. Let's see. Remember, like I said. All right. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Real Baruch chapter 2, verse 20. It's Baruch chapter 2, verse 30. All right, it said, for I knew that they will not hear me because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of captivities, they shall remember themselves. So yeah, you're going to have a couple of that dabble into Christianity, Islam, all right, other fake doctrines that people made up, man. All right. But what it said, we're going to remember ourselves. So that's why if it's with the truth, you say Wentworth was Matthew Wentworth was a Christian before he realized he was a Hebrew, man. That's part of prophecy, man, that he remembers himself. All right. So there's no anything so shocking or breathtaking about that, man. You know. Right. And our people they been was doing all these customs and everything, man. All right. Let's go to matter of fact. All right, so this is book right here. All right, so it says the African American Kitchen, Cooking from Our Heritage by Angela Chef Medeiros. All right, on the cooking of the Southern Kingdom. All right, and this is a sister who wrote this book. All right, okay. It says Angela Chef Medeiros has authored many books for children on African American subjects, including forthcoming biography of Louis Armstrong and Coretta Scott King. She descended from a long line of African American Texas and great cook. She lives in Austin, Texas. All right. Man, that's something interesting she said. All right. So she's a Judite. In her book, okay, it says, let me go right here. All right. It says right here, African dishes are delicious. Photo at the bottom, right here. She said the African dishes are delicious and for the most part easy to prepare. Many other recipes in this chapter hark back to biblical times. I enjoyed it because I feel not only I am preparing a meal, I'm cooking a little bit of history. Okay, so we know we're not Africans. All right, you have to remember she's not in the truth. All right, so and something interesting right here. She put on page 14 the hummus of sesame dipping sauce. It says sesame seeds are tiny but are full of protein, amino acids, calcium, and phosphorus as well as flavor. Sesame is probably one of the oldest vegetation grown for soil and was induced by the New World by African slaves, all right, Israelite slaves. It's in Africa, sesame is called bene or seminis. Africans consider the tiny seeds good luck charms. In African cooking, sesame seeds are added to everything. The main dish to the dessert served this sesame seed dip with raw vegetable crackers, all right? All right, so in West Africa, they had the bene, all right, they used it as a substitute for the hummus, all right? But they got a recipe for this dip, all right? And the Jake had brought them over here, but at the same time, she said there's recipes. All right, so you got the Ben-8 dip and the hummus dip, but where did they get the idea from? Even though it's two different seeds. All right. Now, if you go to come on now, this computer. All right, the original hummus. All right, come on. The hummus dish. Okay, come on. All right, you look it up. All right, it says, all right, come on. Oh man, my internet always does that, man. Demons, man. All right, so it says hummus, Arabic chickpeas. All right, remember they substituted with the bene, the Israelite slaves that came over here. All right, it said chickpeas for Arabic name hummus, the tahina chickpea, and this is a dip spread savory dish made from cooked mashed chickpeas blended with tahini, lemon juice, and garlic. It is a popular in the Middle East and Mid Eastern culture around the globe. It can also be found in most grocery stores in North America and Europe. All right, so it said originally, although multitude theories claims the origins is very possible, Middle East evidence is insufficient to determine the precise location or time of the invention of the hummus. All right, so it's telling you right here. Okay, so it's telling you it's from the Levant over there in the east, man. And who's the slaves that came over here to the east from the east or from that area? Let me get this book. All right, hold on for a minute. Let me get this book. So you have to remember, she said what it comes from biblical times. All right. Now, book Service of Allah by Sylvian A. Duke, people they come into Islam. Okay. All right, you find this page. Just bear with me. Okay. All right. Yeah. So this is page 18 for the book Service of Allah African Muslim Slave in America. So there's like, right. It says Spanish reluctance notwithstanding Bozels or people come directly from Africa reported because the trade in Latinos could not meet the demand. Nicholas D. Alvando, the governor of Hispaniola, considered train Bozales a bad policy, asked for the complete stop of importation of Africans in 1503. Right, when you talking about Africans, right? In the other book on Black Crescent, they tell you that he was asking for stop the importation of Jews, Moors, and Berbers. All right. It says a bad policy asked for the complete stop importation of Africans in 1503. There's like it said first the slave uprising Nero led by the Wolof in 1522, a royal decree May 11, 1526, specifically forbade the introduction of Jalas, Wolofs, Negroes, blacks from the Levant or Middle East. I'm gonna read again. Negro blacks from the Levant or Middle East, those who have been raised with the Moors and the people from Guyana without special license from the Casa de Concentration, which regulate the slave trade, put levies on the slaves. All right. So it says right here, it says Negro blacks from the Levant or the Middle East. All right, page 18, Servants of Allah by Sylvia A. Dioff. All right, so this is the recipes come from, man. All right, do you guys remember Jake? Used to live in the Middle East. All right, so they got Jakes, the slaves from the Middle East. They got the slaves from West Africa who was there previously, man. All right, and they were snatching people from Morocco, all the way from Morocco, all the way down to the southeast area of Africa, man. All right, they snatched people from the east, from the Middle East, from the west coast of Africa. All right, and from the eastern side. All right, as far as I know, the southeast side, right, where Madagascar comes from, man. All right, so this woman right here, she wasn't lying, man. All right, she wasn't lying. Okay. All right, so let's get this other book, Igbo Israel, Comparison of Igbo Ancient Israelite Culture by O.D. Magalu. Okay. Now this guy, he's an Igbo himself. He should know more than Reggie, you know. Cause remember Reggie said 2 months ago he don't know who his forefathers are. So, all right. And then another thing, they always talking about they always talking about West Africa, but you always end up in Egypt. They'll never go to cultures of West Africa. All right. So it says right here in this book, it says the feast of the Passover. All right. Let me find what page is that on. All right. I got the list in this picture. All right. I was so excited to take a picture of it. All right. Let's see, 68. All right. Yeah, this is page 70. Yeah, 71. All right, it's page 71. It says right here, it says, Feast of Passover. This signified the redemption of Israel from bondage in Egypt. It involves slaying, eating a lamb in remembrance of this deliverance. The Igbo do not practice this, but have a striking resemblance of the ritual associated. It often signified in the Igbo Ariel festival, right? So they, that's what happened, man. When you isolate for years, all right, you're gonna forget some parts of your culture. You're gonna retain some of it, All right. It says right here, it says animals are sacrificed commanded in Numbers 9:11. Though the unleavened bread is not known to be made, Igbo fondly eat bitter herbs and have a common fondly eating type known as bitter leaf soup, Ofahe Nubo. All right, because in the past, what we eat, what we call sop, All right, it's a bitter herb, liquid that we dip with the well, not the, yeah, that we put on the with the lamb, during the Passover and stuff, man. All right, it's a sauce. All right, it's a sauce. All right. You had the lamb, the flatbread, the All right. It says with pounded yam, the evil smear blood in doorposts, trees, roadways, feet, hands, earlobe, often steal security from evil spirits. All right. It says right here the doorposts. All right. It said these gold prayers and decorations are pronounced in the favor of those concerned. Okay. All right. Then let me see. Then down here it says, I'm gonna go back to that feast. It said the New Yam Festival, Proverbs 3 now. It's an annual social occasion done at the beginning of the harvest season. At first commemoration of honor to God with their wealth and first fruits and crops. It is a ceremony recognition dependence on divine thanks offering sacrifice are made practical. Blessed land manifest fruits abundant sacrifice made with burnt and then all right. So they celebrate a holiday like that, feast of first fruits. All right, they have one like that, right? But back to this Passover thing, man. All right. So they got the Passover, all right. And you can see right, the door. It said the oil tree almost tied in between was smear of blood, and evil should represent the Passover doorpost as the 12. All right. So where would they get this from? Would they smear blood and for clean sacrifice blood to ward away evil spirits, man? They got it from the scriptures, man. You read Exodus 12. Let me get that. All right. Let's see. Bear with me out here. All right. Just bear with me. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, here you go. Right here. Exodus 12, verse. I'm gonna start right here. All right. It's 12 and 5. It said, "Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male the first year. You should take it out from the sheep and from the goats, and ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. The whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening, and they shall take the blood and strike it on the two sides of the post and on the upper doorposts of the houses where they should eat it." All right. So where did they get this from, man? All right, because it's showing we was doing these customs, man, before we introduced to the Bible. And then what, we come over here, we will, we get brainwashed, okay, and that's what happened, man. All right. So right here it says, let me get right here, page 24, like 24. All right. It says the evil elder, let me see. Sacrifice often the spirit often involves in common use of fowl with blood and spread a paste around the shrine, object of spiritual reverence. The evil elder, for purpose of security from any spirit or death, will kill a fowl and spill in the blood in a straight line across the entrance to the household compound or house that he will pray to God protection and the spirits of his departed ancestors. Whether they going off, you're supposed to pray to your ancestors. All right. And you're supposed to be offering to a spirit, supposed to offer to Yahweh. All right. All right. But they customs, man, definitely just like. All right, it said watch over their prodigy. They smear blood on doorpost, staff, offal trans, animal horn placed on the corners. The parallel practice is found in as the 12th century. It's like commanding Egypt to put the blood on the slaughtered sheep of golden door frames of the house to prevent the angel of death from smiting their firstborn Here you go right here. Say eating blood is forbidden. Leviticus 17:10-14 in Igbo land, and while the sight of it causes unease and excitement, right? It what happened to Jake over here, man. When they see blood, man. Some Jakes can't stand blood, all right? It says also Jake like to eat though that's not but that Jake like to eat steaks and burgers and anything, man. Like to eat it well done, man. No blood in it. All right. Sometimes it says right here it is advised that any animal or bird killed must be thoroughly cleansed of blood before cooking or drilled of it from the neck or the throat is slashed or being drained before roasting. Okay. The evil by virtue of the deep spiritual belief forbidding the shedding of blood are not the conquerors seem they leaning towards the political pacifist, right? But anyway, here, man. All right, so all this goes back to Israel and Israel, man. All right, Jake don't like blood, man. All right. Then right here it goes on the Sabbath year feast, Eba Asala. It said the Ebo feast is done every 7 years. Okay. It said it entails feasting for 7 days. It said families display their livestock. All right. It says right here. It says families display their livestock and crop produce procession. Okay. Just bear with me, Yakim. All right. Before the community assemble. After which they are prepared and eaten. Okay. It is clearly mentioned as a commandment of God to Moses, Mount Sinai, Deuteronomy 25:1-7. Okay, let me see. It says the Igbo observed Shabbat practice of using a farmland for 6 years and left follow in the seventh and called it Aku, which refers to replenish the state or rest. So that goes back to the scriptures, man. All right. So what are you talking about, Reggie? All right. Our ancestors they was doing these customs, man. All right. Why you think they Esau referring to as Hebrews and you see that it's one of the brothers you probably seen this old slavery ad. It's an old slavery ad that said Hebrews, man, because Esau knew, man. Esau knew, and Esau some of the Edomite slave catchers and slave masters. All right, they was Freemasons, man. They very familiar with the Bible, man, and they knew who the people they had, man. So I guess it says in Ezekiel 28:3, Esau's wiser than Daniel. I mean, he wasn't wiser than Daniel, just mean he knew a lot, man. All right. And these elites, the Edomites, man, those in the know, man, they know a lot. All right. But the everyday average Edomite, they don't know nothing, man. All right, they don't know anything but just how to pick their nose and scratch their butt, man. That's it. All right. Let me get this. All right. Okay, so it says to replenish the land may have outgrowths or leftover crops which are left for the poor and needy to harness. Okay. All debts are also forgiven. The Igbo have resting days in Bagas Shabbat, even though they have a 4-day week. All right. You don't tell me what they got a 4-day week, man. That happens, man. All right. Some things you constantly, because Jacob constantly on the run, man. All right. Some of their Torah was lost, so they had to go by memory, right? So a few things gonna change, man. I was pretty sure you all that come from down south, you can't cook the same food that your grandmother, your great grandmothers cook down there. All right. You can't cook all those recipes there, man. You'll try to bake that especially that souffle cake, man. That souffle cake gonna come out, or that souffle will come out flat, man. All right, so it says right here, it said the Igbo have resting days and Shabbat, even though they have a 4-day week. The sacred day not only different by town, but was particular to a deity or person group dedicated to. All right. Well, you know, messing with deities. All right, it said deviation really probably reflects the prophecy of Deuteronomy 20:64 point to all influence of Israel right, man. Oh, the idolatry, man. All right. Okay. So let me see. All right. It says up here, Feast of Weeks, Harvest, Ebo, Ife, Jiku, Oku, or Afia Alu. All right, so it said this signified the origination of Israel, kind of people of Yahweh, of Yahweh, but it's actually Yahweh. All right, recalling of giving the law of Sinai 50 days, crossing the Red Sea. It says Yahweh blessing the feast, and feast which inspired direct imitation of law must have been rejected during the apostle of King Jeroboam, since that would have been drawn attention is like towards Jerusalem. While Ebo may sacrifice libation, the occasion, the covenant symbols have been lost in time. All right, so they're doing customs. They doing some customs. All right, but yeah, that's been lost in time. He said right here, the covenant symbols have been lost in time. All right, so they do something similar like that. It said new moon feast. Igbo Oro. It said the Igbo have 13. I thought I silenced that thing, right? But anyway, okay. So it says right here, just bear with me. Hold on, let me get something, right? All right. So it says new moon feast. It said the Igbo had 13 lunar months, right? So they one a month off, all right? It says months in a year. Each of those has significant. It is the prerogative of Ize near to proclaim begin the Igbo lunar during the annual Igbo Oro ceremony. The festival lasts for 2 weeks or 14 days. During the period, may Igbo people at home and abroad coverage of Neri. The Ize priestly leader distributes yams seen his community has to plant as comments of planted seeds, also confers chiefly titles. There are sacrifice and libation also offered. The ceremony 2004 marked the 1014th year since the festival was instituted by the first Izaniri. Biblical reference number 1010. All right, so you got all the reference, man. So why are they doing all these customs if they was not Israelites? Okay. Now you gotta explain this, Reggie, man. All right, this brother's Igbo, man. He knows, man. All right, he knows things about his own people, man. All right, we are his people. All right, we are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, man. All right. It says right here, it said, commit abomination, oral sin attracts retributive afflictions as sickness, disease, even in epic proportions, poverty, slavery, oppression, death, actions and murder, death, fornication, adultery, regards abomination, attracts spirit. Right? So that's what they believe, man. They believe that now obeying the laws of the Most High brings these plagues, man, brings curses. They believe that. All right. And it makes sense. Yeah, you break the law, guess what? You get negative consequences from that. All right. So it says right here, it says Deuteronomy 28:15. It says, but it shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken to the voice of Yahweh thy power to observe to do all his commandments and his statute I command thee this day, that all the curses could come upon thee and overtake thee. Okay. So that's what they believe. All right, will prove they are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, man. All right, this is like a you gotta be when you come to this truth, man. You gotta be a detective, man. You gotta put the pieces together, man. All right, it says right here, Isaiah 59:1. Behold, Yahweh's hand is not shortened that it cannot hear, neither his ear heavy that it cannot hear. But your iniquities have separated between you and your power. Your sins have hid his face from you, and he will not hear you. For your hands are defiled with blood, your fingers with iniquity, your lips have spoken lies, your tongue have muttered perverseness. All right. So he telling you, Most I was telling you, Yahweh was telling you that your transgressions is keeping you away from him. You know, y'all not gonna deal with you, man, if you're not trying your best to obey these laws, statutes, commandments. All right, and this is what the Igbo believe. Okay, that is what they believe, man. All right, it says right here, page 49. The Igbo, after prayers coming, ended with the word off the chorus, I see, which means let it be so. All right, so what the can we say? Well, Aman. All right, we say Aman. Where the Christians would say in English, you say Amen, Amen. All right, so we're gonna see what it means, man. All right, come on. Oh boy. Come on. All right, just bear with me, Alkin. All right. It ain't no Amun, whatever the Egyptian god thing, man. I don't go back to that, man. All right. Now see in the Hebrew what? Amen. All right. Amen. All right. Aman. Let's see. Yeah. Truly, so be it. Means so be it, truth. All right. Now, what did they say it meant? All right, our people. Okay, and go back to what they say. All right, and you can see the similarity. All right, let me try to find that piece of documentary. Hold on for a minute. Just bear with me, okay. All right. Let me see where it's at. Oh boy. Just bear with me, where is that? Where it go? Dang, I hate when I lose something. Oh man, where'd it go? Yeah, here you go, right? Ebo, after prayers call me in with the word. This is page 49, right? Often chorus, I see, which means let it be so. All right. Then you go right here, go to Aman, it says what? Sure, attract faithfulness, truly, so be it. All All right, so it's similar, man. All right. Truthfully, verily, truly, so be it. Okay, these people are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, right? We are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. Okay? You know, we don't have to make up or try to pretend we are a chosen people, man. All right, whether you believe it or not, okay? You can't deny it, man. It's too much evidence. Okay? It's too much evidence, man, to deny it, man. All right, it says right here, it says the Igbo. Okay, it says right here, I'm gonna start up here. It said, Igbo observed the biblical regulation in Leviticus 11 regarding clean and unclean food. They eat select animals and birds, as already mentioned, including marine creatures that have fins and scales, which is usually on the fish. The Jews refer to this as kosher, and Ashkenazi phonics transformation of the Hebrew word kashar, which means fit. It says the Igbo abstain from foods such as pig, kite, raven, owl, any kinds of reptiles. The creatures within their environment are regarded as unclean animals. Ihiruru aru, that defile an individual even as he as much touched them. All right. It said the Igbo uses the bushel of gospel measuring liquids as water and oil palm. All right. Okay. So the people that abstain from unclean animals, man. Okay. It says, in the courtyard tabernacle are the altar of sacrifice of water base. The Hebrew root altar means to slay or to slaughter. It said the Latin word altar means high. Altar is a high place for slaughter and sacrifice. All right, so let's go to the altar. See what it means. All right. And, you know, I'm not saying everything that, but it's obvious, man, we are the Israelites, man. But some things in this book, he goes off. I believe in the book he said those Israelis, they are the Jews, but they're not, man. All right. But, you know, I believe he I could have sworn I seen he said that in the book, man. All right. Well, you know, they're not the original Jews, man. All right. But the customs and everything, man, you know, this guy, man, he did shit. Salak, excuse my French, but you know, all right, all right, all right. So let's see what's that right here.
Strong's H 4196. Miss Bayach. Miss Bayach.
All right, Mazabak. All right, altar. All right, let's see, Mazabak. All right, altar, the Holy One. Altar, burnt offering, burnt something, altar. All right, let's see what word. Zabak. To slaughter, animal, kill, offer, sacrifice, slay. Okay, con. All right. So you gotta make sure, man. All right. All right. So you said it did this altar thing. All right. Okay. So like I said, in ancient Israel, altar. All right. They go together with the Aluda, Equano, Aludo, Equanu. All right. This guy wrote the book. Said the customs. Their Igbo customs similar to the Jews. All right. Which he wasn't lying, man. Ancient Israel altar with 4 horns. All right, so that's the altar. All right. Then what they have their own altar right there. All right. I believe those things they set them on top of there. If you see all the 4 horns, all right. You may not like it, but exactly like it, but you know that's the shrine. All right. So you already said ancient Igbo shrine with 4 horns. All right. things up there, right? So, all right. Let me see what else he says in his book. All right. All right. So let me see. Okay. So it's page 109. All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot to get this. All right. It says right here. The table should be on the right side. The holy place had 12 loaves of bread. This page 7, they represent the 12 tribes of Israel baked. And fine flour was left on the table for a week and eaten in the presence of Yahweh by the priest on Shabbat day as a sign of fellowship. An ancient Israelite common practice, Igbo culture, it said breaking of the kola nut. All right, so the kola nut, if you don't know what a kola nut, that's make the Coca-Cola. All right, original Coca-Cola. So they, Esau put some cocaine leaves with it earlier recipe. All right, that's a good name, Coca-Cola from, but all right. Anyway, the cola pop, all right? That's what it originated from the nut. It said the breaking of the cola nut, often three-seeded and coated nut in the Igbo land, is an enduring practice resembling the breaking of bread, which symbolized fellowship, right? All right, so, instead of bread, they do it with a cola nut. They say you won't break bread, all right, just like, and those that I can't know the inside joke called, breaking bread. Years ago, the brother was on camping on 87th and Cottage Grove, all right. Brother kept saying breaking bread. You won't break bread, all right. It says in Igbo land, it's a during practice resembling the breaking of bread was symbolize fellowship. We see this in many Israelite religious practices, significant of some which are priest bread present in the tabernacle, all right. All right. It says Passover feast, Ezekiel 11:6. Jesus was led disciples, Matthew 26. Matthew chapter 26, verse 26, 28. Festival of Iwanje, which the yam is roasted, cut, eaten with bitter herbs, and symbolic of the Passover feast, Exodus 12 and 8. All right, so they may have a few things substituted, but what they're doing is go back to the ancient Israel. All right, it's an evil priest. Sometimes you headbands, 39:27. 1 Kings 20:38-41. As ancient Israelite priests in the book Okafor, written by Victor Okafor Smart in 2000. He records the first observance of the pioneer missionary and ancestor Frederick Wheat Smart in the Nigerian Minister 1857 to 1882 at Opobo, when the shrines erected on a thick grove was described as having an altar and in a court with fishing a high priest, about 5 attendant priests who performed the rites to the deity. The people assemble outside and wait for the priest call for the rites to be performed. The worshippers are required to eat the offerings made to the shrine at the temple ground. Exodus 29:33, Leviticus 76. All right. But they had, like I said, they do things, they go off, right? Under the thick grove. Should have never been the thick grove, man. I don't know what they worshiping, man. But hey, just like on left hand side, man, you got now I don't know if they worship the Most High or anything, but if they wasn't, all right, they had no been in the grove, but it show you, man, they what the things they doing, it goes back to the scriptures, man. All right, when they they going off and stuff, man, they worship the spirits, ancestor spirits and stuff, man. All right, call on ancestor spirits, man. You're not supposed to do that, man. All right. We go right here, page 109. It says, let me see. It said ethnologists like Edmond de Morel, British author, journalist, slave abolition, Congo Free State, wrote many groups within West and Central Africa are a conglomeration of stocks. This, of course, the ages through the predominant influence Egyptian, Semitic, and Moorish culture societies evolved to new ethnic nation. Overall, curious mixture of Africa and East, Nahum Sluss, A Jewish writer and archaeologist known for his 10-year study on secret Jews of Portugal, Spain, and Africa, wrote in his book, Travels in North Africa. I gotta get that book too. It's a partners of presence among the Jews of Morocco, who present influence spread to Africa's interior amongst the Berber tribes. All right. Now, some of the Berber tribes, they people I was there, but you had a few Israelites among them. I said Jews of Morocco engaged in religious practice such as professional wedding for women for the dead, placing water containers on tombs, slaughtering roosters at the door of the house where 2 men died in the same year. Right. Right. You can see the right. Let me see. Appropriate the angel death, superstition, sacrifice to placate spirits believed torment of the sick. Bearers, according to Santiago, thought to have roots emerged from Canaan, right? But we all know there's Jakes among the Berber. You know, the Berber tribes go back to Punt, right? But it could be some Canaanites among the Berbers, right? Not down about that. It says, exile during the conquer of Holy Land led by Joshua son Leo Abbott learned Moorish author and Christian converts in 16th century, right? So he's a Moor, right? He's just converting back to his ways, man. All right, he's like, all right. Mentioned Canaanites expelled by Joshua immigrated to Africa, right? But I'm skip down here. Let me see. You know what? I'm gonna keep you up here. It said it is certain that a strong influence of colonial Jews settled and engaged in trade in North African city of Carthage 814 to 146 BC, long before its glory era. Some had sailed along West African coasts in ships and wandered caravans in the standard tier, trading in ivory, gold, gems, slaves from Central Africa. It said Carthaginians were also the Phoenicians of ancient Tyre and Sidon, Lebanon. They were descended from Canaanites, and they explained why they had similar legal and religious practice as the Hebrew. All right, it said being kindred race with the Hebrews. All right, totally two different people, man. Canaan come from Ham, Israelites come from Shem. All right, I don't know why some people get that, but that's that doctrine that the Israelites came from the Canaanites, man. I don't know why they keep, no proof at all, man. All right, but anyway, it said being a kindred race, the Hebrews result of cultural mixture. Some kindred race. All right, it says some historians are of opinion that Phoenicians had early as 500 BC navigate past the Gibraltar, the hill of Tariq, named after Berber Jew Tariq. Say yeah, convert. All right, governor of Moroccan city of Tanger, he led the Moorish conquerors across the Mediterranean to the Iberian Peninsula. All right, the Moors were Israelites. All right, Hanno, the Carthaginian explorer in the 5th century BC, actually passed. All right, the West African Guyana coast. Jews had inhabited Cyrene and Syria around modern Libya, Alexandria, Egypt. The tourist states of the Mediterranean often draw by trade, political security in the homeland. All right, it said Germany and Tunisia have retained Jewish population, significant Aramite clans for over 2,500 years, housing one of the oldest synagogues in the world. Mordecai Abu Sirir, or Akra Morocco, in 1850 embarked on a journey across the Sahara to Timbuktu. In his accounts, mention of a nomadic tribe of Jordan region within the oasis of Tuat in Moroccan Sahara called the Dogons. In further interior by the Nigeria River, there were reports of Scottish sports like Mungo Park. All right. Just letting you know how long Jake been, just let you know when Jake, how long Jake been to Africa. They've been going into Africa, man. All right, let me read this again. Where's it? And they were the same. Can't explain why they had similar religious practices, being a kindred race. I don't know about kindred race, man, but they're familiar with each other culture, man. The Canaanites and Israelites told two different old people, man. All right, but some people like to say that. But anyway, let me see what else I'm gonna get. But well, that's what some scholars, man, they put that in there, man. But anyway, let me get this other page right here. Okay. All right, so this continue on this page. It says the celebration of the new moon festival penalties for 40 strikes, Thanksgiving unacquired widest traditions was kept. They answered it was as their ancestors had done, although There was strict average tendency toward religious and traditional observance. Mostly African ethnic groups, fondly called tribes by Western scholars, had little or no little of their origin. All right, yeah, that's you're gonna forget Jeremiah 17:4, man. All right, just like over here, you got some of the indigenous tribe in Mexico, man. They doing the customs, wearing fringes, all that. They just doing it by habit. Like I said, Jeremiah 17:4, you're gonna forget thy heritage, man. All right, just like Jake, so-called Negroes here in America, they don't know their ears like for the tribe of Judah, but guess what? They don't eat meat with blood in it. They don't do the census report. I mean, count, because you're supposed to count Israel. All right. What else? That's something else. Things Jay do, I can't think of it right now. But anyway, man. All right. It says traditional observe most of these African ethnic nations for they put Yah at the end of children names, man. They don't know, Jay don't know, they just put Yah at the end of kids names, man. All right, this is Romans 8:16, man. Our spirit bear witness, we are the children of God, man. All right, it says right here, it says most of the African ethnic nations, all right, so we know they're not Africans. All right, called tribe by West Scholar had little or no idea of their origin. The practice of oath taking, married deceased brother, white, sacrificial atonement for redemption, all found in some particular West African nations. Muhammad al-Idris, 1100 to 1165, cartographer belonged to Moroccan Almaraz tribe who visited the slave coast of Africa, remarked, one found among blacks many Jewish customs, though the Islamic era cross-Sahara conquest Yehudi was a term the Muslim applied to the people of Mosaic faith who inhabited the Lower Atlas district, Susi and Meru, South Morocco. All right. So there it goes. It says, some exist at a deplorable state of servitude, once conquered, while others took flight to escape sword. Being a bird tune, the Israelite exile had hidden their identity. This is yet even the lost tribes who had migrated to the interior Africa, referenced as Jews by Arabs who geographic prophecy with Israelites over the century, connecting the lineage under Abraham, had fostered a close relation, knowledge of their customs and religious practice. Right, some of these scholars, man, who are Arabs or come from the Arab, and grew up in the Arab culture, man. They know who the Israelites are. That's why the custom just popped out to them, man. It said it was therefore not difficult for Arabs to recognize Hebraic or Jewish practice when they encountered them. Okay. So Reggie, man, you just you getting man. All right. Let's see. Let me go to this video right quick. All right. Bam. All right. Come on. Watch this.
You can laugh. You got intelligent jokes and you got silly jokes. So why not take it back to Africa? I'm from Ghana. Osei Tutu, if you know the last name. I'm from Ghana. Osei Tutu, if you know the last name.
Watch this Robo Brother say.
Say that out loud. See, I'm Nigerian, so speak loud, brother. Speak loud. I'm Nigerian. I'm coming from Yoruba tribe, and so like we get sucked as an eighth thing. See, I'm Nigerian, so speak loud, brother. Speak loud. I'm Nigerian. I'm coming from Yoruba tribe, and so like we get sucked as an eighth thing.